How does linkage analysis differentiate criminal moss from signatures? Imagine trying to connect the dots between different crimes to see if they were done by the same person. That's what linkage analysis helps investigators do. It looks at patterns across multiple crime scenes to find clues about the offender. But here's the tricky part. How do you tell what behaviors are just part of how a crime is committed versus what's a personal signature? That's where understanding the difference between an offender's modus operandi and signature becomes so important. The modus operandi, or MO, is how a criminal carries out a crime. It includes practical steps like how they break into a house, what tools they use, or how they control their victims. These methods can change over time as the offender learns new tricks or tries to avoid getting caught. For example, a burglar might switch from smashing windows to picking locks if that's easier or safer. The MO is about the how of the crime, and it's often shaped by external factors like environment or opportunity. On the other hand, a signature is something more personal. It's a behavior that the offender does not need to commit the crime but does to satisfy a psychological need. Signatures are often ritualistic or symbolic, like leaving a specific object at the scene or arranging the victim in a certain way. These actions stay consistent across different crimes because they reflected the offender's inner motivations or fantasies. For example, a serial offender might always leave a certain type of flower or write a message at each scene, regardless of the crime's practical aspects. Linkage analysis uses these differences to connect crimes. Investigators focus on behaviors that go beyond what's necessary to commit the crime. These are the signature behaviors that stay the same, even if the MO changes. Because signatures are more stable and unique, they are better indicators of whether the same person committed multiple crimes. The MO might vary because of external factors, but the signature often remains consistent, making it a key clue. In practice, when analysts review a series of crimes, they look for both MO and signature behaviors. But they pay special attention to the signature because it's more likely to be the same across different cases. This helps link crimes even when physical evidence is missing or unclear. It's especially useful in cases involving serial offenders, where understanding their psychological profile can help narrow down suspects and guide the investigation. So, in simple terms, linkage analysis helps differentiate between the how and the why of a crime, making it easier to connect the dots and catch the offender.